tend to get really immersed in games. Growing up with games like Grand Theft Auto Vice City, Driver 3, and eventually Red Dead Redemption, I would always imagine that I was the actual character, stopping at stoplights, doing the speed limit, wearing clothes or outfits that I would actually wear. Today's games are no different, and as I've gotten older and my morals have grown, I take immersion to the next step. In 2020, Sucker Punch released Ghost of Tsushima, in which you are Jin Sakai, a lone samurai who survives a battle at the onset of a Mongol invasion and are self-tasked with driving them out. This game has what I think are some of the best open-world navigation mechanics ever in a game. This features basically no HUD until entering combat. The world can be easily navigated without a HUD entirely, but that's not what this video is about. In the spirit of immersion, before a battle, oftentimes I would dismount my horse and jog towards the enemy as a means of a warm-up jog, which got me thinking. Jin is able to indefinitely jog across the entire map without getting tired, so how fast is he actually running? In October 2025, Sucker Punch would release a sequel to this game, following a new character, a woman named Atsu of comparable skill and ability. However, in this game, Ghost of Yotei, Atsu's character can indefinitely sprint as well as jog. So this got me thinking, who can run faster? In order to figure this out, I would have to transport myself back to the 3rd grade science class, where I first learned about the scientific method. Come up with a question, formulate a hypothesis, gather data, analyze the data, and finally, draw conclusions. We already have our question. Who jogs at a higher pace, or miles per hour? So let's move on to our guess, or hypothesis. This is a difficult assumption to make because both characters have their own skills and upbringing that would lead to exceptional cardio endurance. Jin is raised wealthy with the access to the highest level training gear and diet. Atsu gains strength as a child working in a forge and would later go on to fight in multiple wars over many years. Both live and train in Japan, a volcanic rock island of high elevation contributing to their cardiovascular level. Here's my guess. Jin. And I'll tell you why. Jin is in a race against time. First, to save his uncle, and then to stop the Mongols from leaving the island and heading to the mainland with his poison. Atsu, on the other hand, is on a quest for revenge, and to her knowledge, the men she's seeking to kill are in specific areas with dominion over their respective regions. They're not necessarily going anywhere. In other words, there's just more of a sense of urgency for Jin to get from one place to another. Not to mention, Atsu is seen multiple times in-game to both drink sake and smoke tobacco, both of which can weaken cardiovascular health over time.
Is that sake? Have you been drinking?
I had to play the part.
Both characters are 28 years old at the time of their events, so age is not a factor either. Now, let's move on to gathering data. Conducting this experiment was actually pretty simple. Setting a waypoint in Ghost of Tsushima displays exactly how far the object is. All we have to do is set a baseline distance and time the character running as close to a straight line as possible and see who gets there faster and... Okay, so Ghost of Yotei doesn't actually have this feature. We can fix that pretty easily. We can use a ruler to see how many inches the line is that forms on the map and set a waypoint of equal distance in Ghost of Yotei. Turns out that 1 kilometer in-game is 7¼ inches to scale on this map. That's pretty big. Now it's time to conduct the experiment. It turns out that Jin is in fact the faster runner. He gaps Atsu by about 45 seconds. Jin reached his destination 1 kilometer away in about 4 minutes and 30 seconds. This would make his jogging pace at 8.3 miles per hour, whereas Atsu reached her destination in 5 minutes and 14 seconds, making her pace 7.1 miles per hour, almost 1 mile per hour slower. So what does this mean? That Jin is an exceptional athlete compared to Atsu? Well, not exactly. According to research, both of these times are actually extremely underwhelming and slow. The times for both of these characters at their age, 28 years old, would put them in the novice category. A time for an athlete the level of Jin should actually be under 4 minutes, whereas Atsu should actually be closer to the time Jin ran, about 4 minutes and 30 seconds. So, what are the developers trying to tell us with this information? Boys are faster than girls? Well, cross-country and track records across the nation, across the country, around the world would actually tell us that that is true. But I think we should look at it a different way. Ghost of Tsushima is, in my opinion, one of the greatest pure single-player games ever created. The story is rich, complex, and emotional. The setting is beautiful, and the combat is my favorite in any game, previously topping the Batman Arkham games. Where Ghost of Yotei lacks in story, it makes up for with its cinematics. I think this is one of the most visually stunning games ever created. The way birds fly with you on your horse and accidentally becoming the leader of a horse stampede were some moments that absolutely blew my mind upon the first loading into this game. I think Ghost of Yotei has a slower pacing, larger open game feel, and an emphasis on the environment. And I think slow Atsu's movements were a direct reflection of that. Hello, thank you so much for coming along and watching this video with me, coming along with my wacky experiment. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and happy playing, happy hunting. Thank you guys.